Well, Uber and Lyft both announced they plan to appeal this ruling. We'll keep you posted on that. But right now, we want to turn our attention to unemployment attorney Annie Ellis, who has more perspective on this. She's here to kind of bring us up to speed with what's going on, especially with these, well, independent contractors now seen as employees, and delve into the unemployment situation here in the state of California. Annie, thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. Boy, this has dramatically changed the standard for who is an employee and an independent contractor, this AB5.
Hi, good morning, Liz. Nice to see you again. AB5 was one of the most devastating blows to California law and businesses that I've personally seen during my professional career. And what's interesting is when I talk to my clients who are primarily business owners in San Diego, and I tell them, hey, this came from San Diego, this came from Lorena Gonzalez, they're shocked because they don't want AB5 to be associated with San Diego. And so I'm recommending to, all my clients and anyone that I can talk to, use your vote on the ballot this fall and try to get this appealed, because this is really not good for workers. It's not good for business. It's not good for the California economy. And in my opinion, it's a step backwards. We should be looking at how the law can help us moving forward and more creative and hybrid solutions. And this takes us back decades. And so it's been a really frustrating process that's just going to create more litigation and put more folks out of work. And the thought of not having Uber in California, which is just such a big source of our economy and also what our consumers use, I can't even think what life would look like without Uber.
Right. I mean, that is kind of the big headline coming out of this, is the fact that here in California, Uber may be going away. I mean, if the company ends up deciding to do that because of this new law, AB5. And this is not something, though, Annie, that obviously has affected Uber and Lyft drivers. We're talking freelance writers to artists, anyone in the, the gig workers, and even possibly we've even starting to hear from like tutors, people who are maybe, wanting to teach or tutor. That discussion has come up because, parents, as they begin to navigate on, with virtual learning, many parents are wanting to maybe hire a tutor. There's confusion when it comes to, well, are they going to be able to?
You're exactly right, Liz. So this is something that, even though COVID has been dominating most of our legal discussion for the last few months, AB5 has not sort of disappeared in terms of its importance. It's one of the few legal issues that has remained at the forefront, both before COVID and during COVID. And I think a lot of folks immediately go to those app and gig worker type situations as thinking, is that who it impacts? But it's not. I work with many businesses that use independent contractors for sort of one-off jobs, or like you said, tutors and other things like that. And right now, under the current state of the law, it is too risky and we can't do it. So if COVID has taught us one thing, I think it's flexibility, right? We need more options and the ability for folks to be able to choose how they want to earn their money. AB5 is not the answer to that.
Annie, are you familiar with Proposition 22?
I am. And so this is Uber's solution. This is their strategy, which is we're going to appeal the decision that came down from San Francisco earlier this week in the hope that we can make it to November and put Prop 62 on the ballot. Prop 22. Prop 22 is great, and I do support it, but I don't think it goes far enough, because if you look at it, it's really only limited to these sort of app-type services, these ride-share delivery services. But as you mentioned, AB5 is way more expansive than that. So I think we do need Prop 22, but we need more than that. And what it does is it creates that hybrid position. It's not an employee, it's not an independent contractor, but it puts a baseline requirement on wages and certain benefits. So I think it's a step in the right direction, but we need to go further.
One last question I have for you, Annie, is just in general with the unemployment and I guess a lack of country stimulus bill. Where does the situation stand right now? What's the most important piece of information that you want people right now who are unemployed to know?
Right now, the EDD has finally published something saying they're considering the presidential memoranda that came out last Saturday, which proposed an increase or an extension of that federal supplement. It's only $400 instead of $600. Now, most states are going to only fund $300 of that, because in order to get up to $400, they need $100 from state money, which a lot of states like California don't have. That being said, I was cautiously optimistic when I saw that come out from the EDD that they were considering implementing that as part of the program. We'll see. I mean, stay tuned in the next couple of weeks, but that's the best news that I have seen, which is so, hold out hope, but don't necessarily count on it actually happening.
Employment attorney Annie Ellis, thank you so much. It's always great to talk to you and bring us some perspective on what's happening right now as we try to navigate through this really difficult time. There's so much confusion going on with what the law means and how it's impacting so many people that are unemployed. Thank you.
Thank you.